Why did I have to pick one of the busiest times of the year to catch a plane? There were too many people coming in and out of this airport for my liking. My mind was already in a million different places. I was wondering how Ben was faring with Robbie and if Lucas was going to keep his promise and check in on him from time to time. He really made me feel bad, but seriously, 2 weeks wasn't that long. I just kept thinking to myself, if this deal went through, it would mean so many changes for Ben and me. Just then my phone beeped. It was a text from Lucas. Ben is with me, you better brace yourself. I'd barely gotten out of the car, and the drama was already beginning. A second later, my phone rang, and like Lucas said, I braced myself for the fight that would surely start the moment I answered the phone. For a moment, I considered sending him to voicemail, but he would continue to call me until he got me. So I put my big girl panties on, let out a couple of expletives, and slid the tiny green phone icon over to answer. "Hello," I said, trying to sound calm. "What the hell is wrong with Benjamin?" The father of my child, my glorious ex-husband and bane of my existence, Robert Benjamin Holtzen, was hopping mad. He started screaming obscenities, and I was catching every other word. "Slow down, Roby, what happened?" "What do you mean, what happened? I know Luke called you. He texted me and told me that Ben is with him, and I want to know how that happened when I left him with you." Huffs and grumbles was all I could manage to get until he finally managed to make a coherent sentence. "We got into another fight about where he can and can't go while he is here." I rubbed my hand over my face. This could not be happening while I was getting ready to fly thousands of miles to one of the biggest meetings of my life. "Okay, Roby, so what rules have you put in place to make our son basically run away?" "He just got here and all he wanted to do was turn right back around and leave. Go to some friend's house. Didn't even say hello to his grandmother, he just wanted to leave." I took another deep breath. I stood there on the sidewalk, trying to find a solution to this problem so that I could get on this damn plane. It was clear that Roby just could not handle teenage Ben. If I pointed out that this is what kids want to do at his age, then that would have been another argument that I did not have time for. So I put my thinking cap on and made a decision. Okay, this is what's going to happen. Give Ben a night to cool down. He is your son, so you should know that his temper matches yours in almost every way. I could feel that last word I said sting him from here. I knew that his veins were popping out all over his face. Robbie hated losing his sense of control, and I knew that all too well. I have to get on my plane, and there is not enough time for me to play the referee. The silence on the other end was like sticking an ice pick right through my eardrum. I knew I was poking the bear, but this had gone on long enough. "Hello? Are you there, Roby?" I could taste the saliva coming from Roby's mouth as he spoke. "What the hell does that mean, Corinne?" I was trembling, although he was in his swanky mansion miles away, but I had to stay firm. "Well, it means that you want me to find a solution, and this is best that I have on short notice. If you want me to get him to come home, then you need to give me time. Unless you can figure out a way to do that without fighting him and your brother, then I suggest you let me handle it, and the best way for you to do that is to let him cool off." Again, with the damn silence. He was angry, too angry to speak, and to admit that I was right. Fine. Through gritted teeth was all I got before the call ended, and that was fine by me. I sent Ben and Lucas a quick text to sit tight. I sent Ben a separate text with some choice words letting him know that his ass was grass when I got back. But I had to table this issue at least until I got off the plane. I had barely gotten my phone in my pocket when a tall Asian woman barreled right into me, knocking me square on my ass. She had every intention of leaving me there on the ground, with all of my things scattered all over without so much as a sorry. "Hey!" I screamed from the ground, trying to gather my things. That stopped her, and she whirled around like she was posing for a photo shoot. She was clearly out of breath, and anger seeped from every inch of her. As she sneered down at me from her perch, I gathered myself up with the help of a bystander. I felt a little wince of pain from my hand, but I ignored it as I stood toe-to-toe with this pompous-ass woman. I looked her square in the eyes, waiting for her to say anything close to an apology. It was clear she wasn't going to say a damn word. She turned away from me and brushed me off as if I wasn't even there.